Hello and welcome to a blustery, leaf-blowing day of art in isolation. When I was sweeping up today, I saw this sticking out of the soil. In fact, I think this is almost certainly from an old plough, a ploughshare, and is an indication of the huge amount of activity that a manor house that was also a farm has witnessed over the years. It's really heavy. Now, if you're watching the programme yesterday, you will recall that I had a competition, a teaser, which was to see if you can identify the scene in this painting. And I'd like to congratulate Jane Rowlinson, or Rowlinson, I hope I've got that pronunciation correct, for seeing that this is in fact Didcot Power Station, built in the 1960s and then demolished later on, in fact in the last 6 years. When people come to the house and they look at this picture, which is quite a tough image, it's Descent from the Cross, just shortly after the crucifixion, with smoking towers behind, they say, well, why have you got such a gloomy, tough picture on the walls? And my answer to that is art is not just about sweetness and escapism. It also is an opportunity for you to confront ideas and thoughts, to wrestle them to the ground. And with a great artist, it can be an exciting way of perhaps reaching thoughts, seeing and feeling with parts of your nervous system that you haven't normally utilised. I'm also, and looking at the crosses here, this puts me in mind of it, I'm also at an advantage because when I was a kid in Liverpool, I was an altar boy. I was brought up as a Roman Catholic. I went to a monastic school. So things like rosaries and crosses and all those tough emotive symbolisms of Christianity. What Roger is doing is using these towers, and we know that because he has said that this was the concept behind it, to represent the menorah, that is the 7-candled candelabra that Moses used in the tabernacle, a very strong and unequivocal symbol of Judaism. So what Roger has done here is produced a very interesting and unsettling conflict, if you want. In the background, you've got the menorah. You've got that ultimate symbol of Judaism. You've also got smoking towers as well, which have been likened, and I think Roger was deliberately doing this, to the Holocaust, to Auschwitz. And then in the foreground, you have got the ultimate Christian moment of Christ dying on the cross. So what he's doing is taking two irreconcilable religious philosophies and putting them together. But that's why it works, because he's risen above religion. It's about mankind. It's about the human spirit that doesn't necessarily have to stand for a particular belief. An artist can do that. But what makes the painting or the messages or the conflict so powerful is the beauty of the work, this divine light that suffuses the whole composition. It's a heavenly warmth. It's almost like the light of Mount Olympus as well, if you wanted to take the view of the classical gods. It's something that forgives all. And I love that picture so much that I decided to buy another one by Roger Wagner. This is, I think, an image of the Trinity, but he would probably say it was the menorah again. It's just 3 towers. But similarly, you've got that feeling of a new dawn in the foreground. And the rest of the colours, the blues and those rather sort of silvery greys and whites, also put me in mind of early Renaissance painting. There's a lot going on in them. There's so much feeling. You can detect the poet as much as you can the artist at work here. So I hope you've forgiven me for having such strong paintings and realise that actually there is some benefit to having a little bit of the dark with the light in a collection of works of art like we have here in the barn. So the purpose of this film was to show you how really difficult subject matter, the sort of things that your friends would say you should never give house room to, can, in the hands of a great artist who understands colour and tone and symbolism, who understands art history, who has the power of words as well. Roger is a poet. How it can all work, how rather miraculously the art can perform and endure and uplift even. Thank you so much for all of your continuing and lovely comments. If you've got any questions, specific questions, put them into us, and next week I'll attempt to answer any, perhaps to do with art dealing, to do with collection, to do with broadcasting, fake or fortune. We'll select 4 or 5 and then answer them. But in the meantime, have a good weekend. We're off now. We're back on Monday. Wherever you are, keep safe. Thank you. We're thinking of you. And thanks for thinking of us.